In a word, it's all about communication. I apologize for having to turn around and look at this. I was hoping to have a screen that I could see, but I'll try to stay on track with what I'm talking about here. Way before Edison got involved in the communication business, God had an amazing design. I was very fortunate when I was in college to have a biology professor that he started each morning with, we are here today to try to understand better God's grand design in the human body. And that's the way he started each day, and that was a real blessing. And he would talk about the intricacies of the body and how amazing it was, how everything works together so well. So God sends a message, but what happens, or God, Jesus as the head sends a message, but what happens as that message travels from the head to the body? There are two choices. Either we can receive it with clarity, or it becomes distorted. But how is the message actually how does the message actually travel? Well, there's an electrical system within the body. It's the nervous system. You actually have neurons that are encased in what's called a myelin sheath, and between each of the neurons there's a synapse, there's a gap. I don't know, is this all old news to most of you? Between the nerves there's a gap. Nerves never actually touch. It's kind of like a ball and socket arrangement with a gap in between, and the only way that a message can travel from one nerve to the next is it has to get across what's called a synapse. Here's a little illustration. You've probably seen this illustration before in biology. You might not remember it, but this is an illustration of a neuron, and here's this myelin sheath right here. The myelin sheath develops over time. When you watch a baby that's trying to reach out for something, you'll notice that they're a little bit shaky or jerky in the way they are able to grasp things. That's because the myelin sheath has not been completely developed yet. As time goes on, we develop that myelin sheath, and the communication from the brain or from the head to the body becomes more smooth. So we've talked. Oh, this is kind of cool, I think. This is a great picture here of what I was talking to you about. This is the synapse in here. That's the gap between the cells, and that's where the neurotransmitters are that convey the message from one nerve to the next. This is something that's amazing to me, that the foundations of the brain, the spinal cord, and the nervous system are laid between 18 to 20 days after conception. Isn't that an amazing thing? Within 18 to 20 days, the foundation for the entire electrical system begins. And at day 21, the heart begins to beat. That, to me, is just an intricate design. It's a fascinating design. Of all of the things that I know how to do, I'm boggled. My mind is completely boggled by the things that God is able to accomplish. So sometime you and your family on a cold winter night, you might want to Google synapses and neurons and neurotransmitters, and you can come up with some really cool stuff. You can actually make these into posters and hang them on your wall. So with such a system, the electrical system that we have within our body, the connection that we have between the head, Jesus Christ, and us as the body, what could possibly go wrong? So what's the problem? Sometimes things get a little spastic. Sometimes things are less than sometimes we behave in a way that is less than what we were designed to behave. So on number 4 on your notes, the issue is sometimes we get it, either we don't get it, or we get it and we don't use it. So what is a spaz? I think it's always good to define our terms. A spaz, a person, either male or female, this is all inclusive, who can be very overdramatic, moody, weird, quirky, flamboyant, annoying, passive-aggressive, and or socially awkward. Someone who says very disturbing, mind-boggling, and or hilariously random things, often at the most inappropriate times. Are you thinking of anyone in particular? Someone who is very eccentric or alternative in their manner of being emotionally and or physically expressive. Now, I was good until I got to that point, but then somebody came to mind, and I thought, maybe I should cross that out, because you have to keep in mind the Andy factor. if we said that a spastic person is someone who is very eccentric or alternative in their manner of being emotionally and or physically expressive. Sorry, Brother Andy. And so I crossed that out down below. Note to self, the Andy factor. So here, sometimes a picture, or in this case a video, is worth 1,000 words or so. Check this out.